This is in the last 24 hours. No, really? Last 24 hours, all of these headlines. OK, so there's been a stabbing in a supermarket in Hackney. That's a fresh one. That happened today. A restaurant stabbing in Forest Gate. A man is critically ill in hospital after that. A really bad stabbing in Gorton, near Manchester, where a lovely woman was killed and a Christian preacher husband and her daughter were both stabbed. There's been a stabbing in Truro. Yeah, little old Truro. An acid attacker has struck in a place called TP Valley in Wales, a place I actually know quite well, believe it or not. In Peterborough, there's been a triple stabbing. Torquay Castle Circus, there was a stabbing there. That was a woman being jailed for that stabbing. Thankfully, they've found a spot for her to go in amongst the protesters. Of course, there was a horrible story of girls being sexually assaulted on the beach in Bournemouth. I remember the good old days when you could go to the beach without being raped. And Dorset Police put out a big statement to all the newspapers and on social media saying, you know, if you've been a witness, if you've seen these men approach these girls and sexually assault them, please come forward. And I'm like, OK, so what do they look like? All right, OK, we're not going to find out. That's very helpful. There's been an asylum seeker who stabbed his immigration lawyer. And to wrap it all up, a man murdered a woman and had sex with the corpse. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Just as well we're emptying all the prisons because it seems the stabbers are on the loose. What is going on in this country? I mean, once upon a time, those sorts of stories would pop up, you know, a month at a time. You know, every now and then we'd learn about these things, and now they're absolutely everywhere, all the time. We've become totally desensitised to the fact that right now we're more like Mogadishu than the United Kingdom. It's absolutely insane. And then all I'm learning is that actually, if you've written horrible social media posts, I'm not saying that should go totally unpunished, but you're going to prison for years at a time, and all of this is also taking place. I mean, there was actually one story, again, that crossed my eyes of someone, it was actually the paedophile from Wales who had sent all of the, you know, horrific Category A images to Hugh Edwards. Well, he was dragged into the prison, into the police station. Good, glad to know it. And guess what? He's back out. Suspended sentence. Off he goes. Back to carry on doing whatever he does in life. But, you know, if you've sent a tweet, boom, straight into clink. No legal representation. No last phone call. Just bam, locked up. And I'm there thinking, well, there's one thing if you want to be really tough on law and order, but, I mean, this list, have you seen what's going on our streets?